Ben Shapiro absolutely obliterated Dylan Mulvaney and also Maybelline and all the other brands that have been platforming Dylan Mulvaney. And this is what we need. This is what I and a lot of others recently have been calling for. We need people to act more like this, to act more cutthroat, to just call things out how they are and not worry about the consequences, not worry about people's feelings. I'm not saying go out of your way to hurt others' feelings. There's no point in really doing that. But in this day and age, we need to call things out for what they are. We need to call out BS when there's very obvious BS happening. You know, whenever there's people like Dylan Mulvaney getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars by multiple brands like Bud Light, like Maybelline, like these other brands that have been platforming Dylan Mulvaney, it needs to be called out that this is unacceptable, that people don't like this stuff, and that if you continue to platform Dylan Mulvaney, if you continue to pay Dylan Mulvaney hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote your brand, you could possibly end up like Bud Light. Your sales numbers might drop off the face of the earth, similar to what Bud Lights have been doing. Here is Ben Shapiro absolutely destroying Dylan Mulvaney and his Maybelline ad. Let's check this out.
It's me.
Okay, so for those who can't see, Dylan Mulvaney is now putting on the Maybelline and has transformed himself into a rather garish drag queen, trying to mimic the look of Audrey Hepburn, but failing incredibly badly and in quite scary fashion. Maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's a That's the actual slogan of Maybelline. So the reason you can't declare yourself a public figure and the actual face of the men can be women movement and then not expect people to actually sound off on that. Ladies, I'm imploring you, stand up for your own sex. Seriously, the dudes stood up for you on Bud Light. There's dudes who drink Bud Light and they're like, nah, not okay with this. Ladies, stand up for your own sex. Seriously. You're the ones who are going to pay the price when men start cosplaying as women and winning all the prizes and stuff. So at a certain point, maybe you should stop shopping with the brands that...
It is getting a little bit ridiculous, right? How not only are men taking over women's sports and just absolutely dominating every single time they're allowed to, these mediocre men who are in the women's sports will just transfer over to the female sports, or the mediocre men who are in male sports will just transfer over into the women's sports and absolutely dominate over there. And now we also have, you know, men winning Women of the Year. We have men getting these makeup sponsorships and just taking all the jobs away from women when it comes to, you know, promoting makeup and things like that. It's like they're just allowing men to just take over all these female spaces, you know, taking over female sports, taking over Maybelline ads, you know, makeup ads. It's ridiculous. Like, the women do need to stand up and eventually say, we're not going to stand for this. If you're going to keep, you know, taking our jobs away and giving it to men, if you're going to keep letting men dominate women's sports and you're going to keep letting men take our jobs like this, we're going to end up, you know, there's going to be a last straw. And the last straw needs to be 10 straws ago, to be honest with you. It needed to be done a long time ago. But right now, it's a do or die right now. Like, you're either going to stand up for yourself or it's just going to keep going. It's going to exponentially get even worse if you don't stand up for yourself right now. Let's finish off this video real quick.
Mock you and treat you as fools and pretend that your sex is some sort of cosplay sexual fetish.
That's also another good point, is the fact that Dylan Mulvaney is not just a man, but also a man playing a very exaggerated caricature of a woman. It's like like Ben Shapiro just said, it's like Dylan Mulvaney is mocking women. And not only is he mocking women, but he's promoting women products now, getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote makeup, taking women jobs away from you know, the makeup industry. And it should piss you off if you're a woman, and you shouldn't buy Maybelline anymore. I don't know. I have not a clue if Maybelline is good makeup. I have not a clue if Maybelline is bad makeup. But I don't think that Maybelline is some like super special product that women can't go without because it's so high quality makeup. Just stop buying it. Just transfer over to a different makeup brand and stop supporting these weirdo brands. We have this article from CBS News. Maybelline faces boycott over partnership with Dylan Mulvaney. This was on April 25th, and I don't think it worked out that well. But I think that we need to stand up, man. We need to stop buying these products. What happened to Bud Light needs to happen to every single brand that platforms someone like Dylan Mulvaney. Not just Dylan Mulvaney. Everybody else who is similar to Dylan Mulvaney promotes the same weirdo agenda, does the same weirdo stuff, same caricature of women stuff. We need to boycott every single brand that platforms people like that. Or, like I said, it's going to exponentially get worse if these brands figure out they can get away with this stuff. Bud Light saw that, hey, they platformed Dylan Mulvaney. They did not get away with it. And the other brands who are in the same space as Bud Light are seeing that, and they're like, okay, let's capitalize off this. You know, they're making red, white, and blue cans. They're going a complete opposite way from what Bud Light went with the Dylan Mulvaney stuff. We need to show all these other brands in these other spaces, these other corporations, that if they do the same thing, they could get their sales dropping off the face of the earth as well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Bud Light's sales drop is accelerating amid Dylan Mulvaney fiasco and is now spilling over into other Bud brands. Nationwide retail sales of Bud Light were down 23.4% versus a year ago in the week of April 29th, worse than the 21.4% decline it suffered a week earlier. So it's getting worse and worse. Every week is getting worse and worse from the previous year. So this isn't some small boycott. This is serious stuff. But if it's just Bud Light, if the Bud Light situation ends up fading away, and that's the only brand that we end up boycotting successfully, and Maybelline gets away with it, all these other brands get away with it. I think he did like a lotion brand or something like that. If they all get away with it, and their sales numbers even go up, and we don't take the other boycotts seriously enough, then it's all for nothing. You know, we get to boycott Bud Light. Yeah, we got Bud Light. We got these other beer brands to acquiesce. But now every single other space is like, yeah, it's okay. You know, we did it. We platformed Mulvaney, and there was nothing happened to us. We made a bunch of money off it. So why not continue to do it? Why wouldn't these other brands continue to do it as well? We need to stand up and what, like Ben said, this should piss you off. If you're a woman, this should piss you off. Let me know what you guys think about Ben Shapiro's reaction to this Dylan Mulvaney Maybelline video. I thought it was pretty funny, but at the same time, a very important reaction. This is how everybody should be reacting to these things, calling this BS out without a thought of the repercussions, without a thought of how these people are going to feel. Who cares? Who gives a shit? They're ruining the Western world. Fuck how they feel, man. But let me know how you think in the comments about the whole situation.